Hey vinyl community, it's MGK Boston. That's Mike back with another video. Guys, subscribe to PC31, the Vinyl Policeman is the name of his channel. Nice guy over in the UK named Mike, just like myself. Named Mike, of course, that is. And he started a cool conversational thread that another friend of mine, Brian, on here, Embryonic Robot, I just saw his video, thought I'd jump on here because I've been kind of lax. We're in a third day of an intense heat wave here, and it's summer. I'm out enjoying the weather. I'm not really inside making videos, but I thought I'd have a crack at this one because it's something I'm pretty familiar with. Didn't require a whole lot of thought. So the subject of the thread is simply named on one record label, 5 artists on that particular label. So a label that I was pretty enthusiastic about back in the day, in the 80s into the early 90s, was the 4AD record label. If you're not familiar, it was formed by a guy named Ivo Watts Russell. He worked for Beggar's Banquet. They had a record store. I'm not sure. I think it was probably in London. And on him and a partner, the name escapes me. I'd read a book about him at one point. Fascinating guy that went on his own and started the 4AD label on his own with some financial backup from Beggar's Banquet record label, the company, the entity Beggar's Banquet. And was very successful, ended up moving to the LA area in the late 80s, and eventually the label was sold back, I think, bought in whole by Beggar's Banquet. I'm not sure who owns the catalog now. It could be Warner Brothers, last I looked. But anyway, this was kind of in their prime in the early mid to late, well, through the 80s. No particular part of the decade. There were a lot of good artists on that label, so I'm just going to show a few of them. Yeah. Get on this thread with PC31, the Vinyl Policeman. Mike, check out his channel. It is really good. A lot of good content, and we do share a lot of common tastes, which isn't an essential. I like to discover new things too, but it's always cool to hear someone's opinion on stuff that you're into as well. And that's what it's all about, sharing and learning. So without further ado, this is Lush. This was their debut EP. This was released in 1989. This is the only one I have by Lush. Lead vocalist Miki Bassini. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Really cool sound she has. They did do releases into the 90s, but they're long broken up. And I think they got back together maybe on the festival circuit in England once in the early 2000s, but I think they're pretty much defunct now. So it's this EP. It's just called Sear, and Sear is the name on this. And it's 6 track EP, and of course, like I said, this is their debut. Let's show this. This is really kind of pretty. And of course, you can see the 4AD logo down in there. Yeah, and it's Lush, Sear, kind of not much different on the other side there, but I like the colors. So yeah, great band. Kind of atmospheric, kind of bordering on a shoegazy kind of vibe. This is the only one I have by them. They got a little more commercial after this, but this, if you like Lush, this is really worth seeking out. And again, it's their debut 6-song EP, 1989, the release date on that. All right, another one. I have seen this in the vinyl community. Others have shown it. It's not gatefold. What am I doing? So yeah, this is Cocteau Twins, Treasure. This is the 3rd studio release. This one came out, of course, in 1984. Featuring the vocal stylings of Elizabeth Fraser, and of course the great Robin Guthrie on guitars. Just layered pedal effects on the guitars, really, really good if you're into that sort of thing. So this actually comes with a bonus EP right here with 4 extra cuts, and that's Ikea Guinea, Kookaburra, as you can see here. I'm reading them all out, but yeah, real nice bonus with this one. Again, bought this when it came out. So I'm not sure the relationship between, again, you can see it's Vertigo and 4AD on this one. I don't know if Vertigo acted as the distributor. I don't know the whole accounting behind the label, but they were partnered up. You often see Vertigo, and I do believe that's probably the case here. But yeah, this is really excellent. Some of the essentials on this one. Of course, the album opens with a track called Ivo. I don't know if that's a nod to Ivo Watts Russell. I have to believe that it is because he signed this band. And yeah, it's really good. Ivo and Lorelei and Pandora. I'll look any of those tracks up. If you're not familiar with the Cocteau Twins, that's a good starting point. And again, this is their third release. It's my favorite, so I chose to just show this. I have most of the Cocteau Twins. I'm not a completist, but I do have four of their releases going into their later period into the 90s. And again, that's released on that 1980, 84. And again, it's called Treasure. Yeah. Number 2 on my list here are 4AD bands. It'll be a little hybrid video. I'm going to have a CD in here. This is a Clan of Zymox, Medusa. This is a Dutch band. My friend Renee, who watches the videos, he's probably been to this city in Holland. It's called Nijmegen, is where they were out of. This is their second 4AD release and their last. Then they moved over to Polygram. Didn't really end well for them. They kind of got lost their way after this, and their sound changed, and they became more of a, it's more like dance music almost. It was almost laughable later on. But their first couple are really good. And again, like I said, this is their second on the 4AD label, and it's called, you can see it's called Medusa, cracked jewel box here. This, again, I bought this when CDs first came out. I started buying them in the late 80s. That's when I would have bought this, around the time just after it came out. So there's nothing really in here, very minimalist. I was hoping for some liner notes. It's been so long since I looked at this or listened to this for that matter, but it's a really great album. And it's, again, it's Clan of Zymox. Look up any of these songs if you like this kind of sound, kind of gothy, dark. Theme 1, Medusa, the title track, of course, and Theme 2, of course, Theme 2 from Theme 1, the first track on it. And of course, Michelle is also another really good song on this. It's Clan of Zymox, Medusa. It's number 3. And again, these aren't ranked in any order. Again, Mike, the Vinyl Policeman, he just wanted to see 5 artists, on one label, and that's what I'm doing. So still over in Europe on the continent, we're taking a trip to Germany, all female lineup. It's X-Mail Deutschland. This is Toxin. This one released in 1984. These gals were from Germany, and they all, of course, it's all sung in German. But I mean, if you were in a dark club in the mid 80s, a goth kind of club, this would ring true, and it's quite listenable. Monolith isn't really, I know I'm not probably saying that, so you'll just have to read it. That's really cool. Augenblick was another one. I have the 12-inch single of that one right there, Augenblick. But again, it's X-Mail Deutschland. This is really in great condition. I really take care of my stuff, I guess. Yeah, considering I bought this when it came out. Again, you can see the label here. Of course, there they are. There's 4AD right there. And there's the X-Mail Deutschland, their band logo, kind of cool. And yeah, the 4AD artwork was always really neat. All the bands kind of seem to have a similar flair or style, if you will. But again, this is X-Mail Deutschland. And again, it's called Toxin, T-O-C-S-I-N, the spelling on that, if you wanted to seek that out. And if goth kind of industrial is your thing, X-Mail Deutschland, think Einstein Neubauten, kind of in that same kind of vein. I might have mentioned this band before in videos way back when I was talking about the 4AD label. This was a collective run by Ivo Watts Russell, and he's actually in this band. Don't know what instruments he's playing or if he's just straight up on production. It was a collective, so artists would come and go. Different vocalists from the Cocteau Twins, Dead Can Dance were involved with this project. So anyway, this Mortal Coil, this was the debut. Yeah, just It'll End in Tears. I was going to say self-titled, but no, it's called It'll End in Tears right there. This is just really amazing, really amazing. Kangaroo, Song to the Siren. Fond Affections, it's a brilliant track. Look up that, Fond Affections. Just really wonderful. Yeah, it's 4AD, man. It's just, you start listening to a couple of artists on this label, and you start to feel the vibe. They're very similar. Ivo Watts Russell must have had a really great ear. Well, he was still with us, but at the time for signing these bands, there you can see right there. And of course, there you can see it's a 4AD logo on the bottom here. Yeah, the heck is it? Outside. It's on side 1. I like to show the logo. There it is. 4AD right there. Yeah, so again, that's their debut. And I'm almost at the end of my list. So I'll just get this back. And I've got 2 more. I'm actually going to show 6, Mike. Hope you don't mind. But I had to indulge because I really love this label. And again, I just wanted to show 2 then from this Mortal Coil. This was their follow-up 2 years later in 1986. It's called Filigree and Shadow. Really great. This one is actually, yeah, it's a double album. Let's see here. There they are. You know, some of the highlights on here, Morning Glory, Strength of Strings, of course, Filigree and Shadow, the title track, and A Heart of Glass, not to be confused with the Blondie song of the almost same name, Heart of Glass. Again, it's this Mortal Coil, Filigree and Shadow, their second record released in '86. And of course, one of the biggest bands on the label. You know them and you love them. It's Bauhaus. It's Peter Murphy on vocals, David J., Daniel Ash, and Kevin Haskins. The 3 latter gentlemen went on to form Love and Rockets, and Peter Murphy went on and, of course, had a pretty successful solo career, and he's still out there. And I believe the guys in Love and Rockets are still doing their thing. There's the band on the back. So at this point, this is 1983. This came out. It's a 6-song EP. It's like a sampler almost. There you can see the 4AD logo because they've been active at the time. And these songs like, you know, Telegram Sam, Terror Couple, Kill Colonel, you know, these were on other releases prior to this. But there's an alternate version here of Terror Couple, Kill Colonel on here. So again, it's Bauhaus. They're on the 4AD label. And this is, again, a 6-song EP released in 1983. And the album design was actually designed by David J. in the band. Not sure if he was the bass player or the drummer. Anyway, Mike at the Vinyl Policeman, please check out his channel. Policeman, singular, not Policemen. Great channel out of the UK. A lot of good stuff on, a lot of great content. And he's very listenable, conversational guy. He's not a music snob. He's very accessible. So again, check him out on his channel, Vinyl Policeman. So this is my, this isn't a contest entry. It's just a thread on, I encourage others out there to do this. It was very fun. If you have an affinity for a particular label and the bands that are on that label, this is an easy one. So just put a video together and put it out there. So again, midsummer here, having a great one. Hope everyone else is too. Speaking of the 80s, I'm going to see The Cult this Saturday night. Haven't seen them since '89. I'm really psyched. Black Rebel Motorcycle Club's opening up. They're from Austin, Texas. They're a more modern band, and I like them too. So it's going to be a good double bill, outdoor venue, so it doesn't matter that we're having a heat wave. It's down by the ocean, downtown Boston, called Leader Bank Pavilion. Saw Bob Weir there a few years ago. It's the only time I've been to the venue, but it's a nice amphitheater. Anyway, and I'm psyched for that. So I'll probably talk about that in my next video in a couple of weeks. But again, I haven't been doing a lot of videos because the weather's just great and too busy outside. So hope everybody else is having a good summer like I am, and I'll see you all soon.